When I was a youngster, my dad would sit around with us and tell us all these fables were in Italian. Now, when he went to school in Italy, these were the fables that were taught to him. It seems one of the fables went like this. A father had 4 sons, and he got very depressed and he got sick, and he ended up in the hospital. So every night, these 4 sons would go to the hospital and visit with the father. But the father, somehow or another, he couldn't respond because he couldn't speak. So when the sons would say, "Daddy, do you hear what we're saying?" The father would just take his hands and he would make a motion with 2 fingers, like this. So this went on for a few weeks. So as he got stronger and better to the point where he could speak, and the sons used to come to the hospital and visit. So finally, one day, in front of all his brothers and everything, he says, "Daddy," he says, "when we used to come to see you in the hospital and you didn't have the strength and you couldn't speak," he says, "you would motion when we would talk to you in response and go like this with your 2 fingers. What did you mean like that from that?" He says, "Well," he says, "understand something." He says, "when you would come in, I was so weak, I couldn't speak. But if you're asking me what the meaning was, is at that time I didn't have the strength, so I would go with my fingers like this. What I really meant was this." And that's the end of the proverb.